Okay. Yeah. Lady Wolf Pack on a whole nother level. Savage as they come, gang of female rebel. We got the sharpest claws, we got the whitest teeth. We coming for your lunch, but we only bring the heat.
Hey y'all, I'm Cassidy, the favorite daughter, obviously.
And I'm Kim, her mom, her match, and the real reason she turned out halfway decent.
Welcome to Mom's Favorite, the podcast where we laugh, vent, and overshare like it's our full-time job.
Yeah. And we're coming straight to you from Austin, Texas, where the queso's hot, the opinions are hotter, and we don't sugarcoat a damn thing.
You know, just think of us as Thelma and Louise, but only they're related and they have a podcast instead of a death wish.
So go ahead and pour yourself something strong, maybe a margarita, get a little snack.
Because here on Mom's Favorite, we got a lot to unpack. Welcome back, y'all, to Mom's Favorite, where we watch one Netflix documentary and suddenly become unpaid investigators.
We have questions, concerns, and absolutely no qualifications.
Today, we're discussing the case behind The Crash on Netflix, and we're going to give our 2 cents.
Which nobody, of course, asked for, but we're donating it anyway.
So grab your coffee, your snacks, and your strongest, oh, wait a damn minute, energy.
Let's get into it.
So I thought maybe we could start just giving like a little summary in case nobody's seen or heard of this documentary.
Right.
But it's new. It's on Netflix. It's all the rage. No.
It's the latest must-see TV.
But if you haven't heard of this story, basically it happened in 2022 and this
in Ohio.
In Ohio.
I don't know what town, but in Ohio.
I almost said Lima, Ohio, but no, that's Glee. Anyways, some small town in Ohio. A 17-year-old girl named Mackenzie Sharilla was driving with her boyfriend Dom and his friend Davion. And this was at like 5 a.m. and there was like a big car crash. She ran into a building at basically 100 miles an hour, and she survived, and the 2 young men died. And so at first it seems like it's just like a horrible accident, you know. But then they kind of start looking into it, and she doesn't look so great. And essentially she gets charged with murder and goes to prison. So we wanted
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
She's
alert.
in prison.
She's in prison. And so we watched this, and I have some opinions, and I'm curious if you agree.
Oh, you know darn good well I've got opinions.
Oh, well, there was no
this, for
doubt.
sure.
There was no doubt.
I wonder
have
what
some.
if ours are similar.
Yeah.
Or I have a different opinion than I had when I started out.
So did I.
When I first
So do I.
started, I was like,
So do I.
and then once at the end, I started changing my tune.
Yep.
So
Same. So first, I think that this girl's lawyer did her dirty. I don't think her legal team did a good job at all
no, me
representing
neither.
her, because there was a lot of things that could have been done differently. And I think she belongs in prison? Yes. This is like nothing to take away from like the deaths of the 2 other kids, because that's horrible and awful. And like my opinions are just coming from like the law, like legally, what do I think? Like, how do I think that the case went? Like, was it good or bad or whatever? Obviously, I mean, I think everyone can agree that like this girl is like dumber than a box of rocks, number 1. Just like a troubled young girl with shitty parents.
Yeah, we do agree on that.
That, needed probably some like mental health support some therapy, some discipline, some XYZ, which she didn't get. And so she doesn't look great. Like,
No.
they use all her, her social media and her past like behavioral problems as like their evidence for why it should be considered murder, because it's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not good.
They, one thing that I've learned in my later years in life is that you got to know what the angle is of who's making the documentary.
Yes.
And so this documentary, in my opinion, was heavily slated against her.
Yes.
It was meant in any which way to make her look as bad as completely possible.
Mhm.
And I, but if you are like me, a think outside of the box kind of person,
Mhm.
you can kind of see right through that right away. You just kind of see where they use any opportunity to make her look they paint her in the worst light possible. And I I just wanted to like mention that, because that should kind of play in your how you feel about it. Just because you don't like the way someone's portrayed in something, doesn't necessarily
Yeah,
mean
they show what they want to show.
Right. And honestly, Cass, if you think about it, okay, she, in actuality, in this day and age, if I go up to Bowie High School, she's probably the same as the vast majority, not all, I know, but a vast majority. The things that she was doing were not anything different than any other teenager
Correct.
was doing. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I don't, I'm not saying it's necessarily good stuff all the time, but I mean, you can't really say, well, she's this evil, bad monster person because she was posting on TikTok. Well, that's that's every kid now.
Yeah.
So
I'll say
and
open,
adult.
Yeah, open any 17-year-old's social media, and like you're gonna find probably all the things on there that they used as like their why.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're like in the same boat, that you don't think that this is considered like first degree premeditated murder.
No.
No.
I don't think that, and I honestly don't think that she was trying to kill herself.
Yeah.
I just don't think she was even trying to kill her boyfriend. And even that was the other topic of their relationship. They tried to make it seem like that they had this toxic relationship. I mean, yeah, they pulled out a few arguments that they had, which I thought were, if this is the worst you have, this isn't really that bad. Yeah, she was having a fit because he locked her out of the house. I mean, she was, yeah. I guarantee you, if Egon locked me out of this house and then recorded my reaction to it, I would probably be carted off to jail.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Yeah. So like 17-year-old girls are, they're impulsive. 17-year-olds in general, they're impulsive, they're explosive, they have very little, like their prefrontal cortex is not like built yet to like regulate their emotions as well as, say, an adult. And then you add THC on top of everything, and that just kind of slows all the processes. And I think this girl probably has like a little bit of personality disorder. And I think that mixed with she's in a toxic relationship, a tumultuous relationship. And I think they were fighting and she just like snapped, like saw red and like just floored it, not even thinking about what the consequences might be. Like, could we get hurt? Like, when someone's in like a fit of rage, like there's no reasoning. going
yeah.
on, you know? There's no like thinking about what could happen. I think she probably just floored it and either one, thought that nothing would happen or like thought that nobody would get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
or two, floored it and didn't care what was going to happen, or three, didn't even cross her mind.
Didn't care like in that moment because she was in a blind rage, because
Right.
the consequences aren't on your mind at that
No,
moment. You're
no.
just, raging, angry. And that's possible. I thought of that too. I
Yeah.
thought of that.
Because she had like previous history of like behavior issues. Like they said with her teachers, she like called her teachers a bitch, and
Well, and that goes back to, we need to talk about that parenting of that kid. And this should be a cautionary tale to people. It's like, you're not your kid's friend. You are your kid. And even up to, 17 years old, and that's when they need you even more. People think, oh, well, now they're teenagers, they don't need me as much. Yes, they do. There's so much going on. And I obviously no one was paying any attention to her whatsoever.
No. When they were letting her live with her boyfriend, she was still in high school.
Yeah, they were not monitoring any of her actions whatsoever.
No.
They were completely checked out. And then when things were called to their attention that were troublesome, they were like, oh, hey, did you do that? And she would say no. And they would say,
Be like,
my
okay.
child never lies.
Yeah.
She never lies.
I know when she's lying.
Yeah. And it's just like they were blatantly, and I kept trying to think, okay, are they just trying to paint these people just as awful as they can?
Mm-hmm.
Have they just taken snippets out of an interview to make them look just as horrible as possible? I hope so, because they looked...
Well, I don't know. It just kept getting worse.
It did. It started with the way did you see like how he was dressed?
Yeah.
It's like he's going to a police interview and he's got like, I don't know, Florida gay. I don't know. He had something
pajamas.
Totally inappropriate on. And just the way he acted, he was acting like a frat boy, kind of like, instead of a father.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
This.
And even like the mom said, she didn't need to be parented.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you didn't see her TikToks where she was smoking a big old fatty in the car while she was driving.
Yeah. Yeah. Either they weren't like keeping track of her or they just didn't care.
She was like every other teenager that's cute and pretty and smart. And she had them completely buffaloed.
Yeah.
And she was doing whatever she had to do to keep them on the back burner. And meanwhile, she was going and doing whatever she wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't say this on the documentary, but I've been watching like TikToks and stuff about this case. And one of their arguments was that she had driven the same route like a couple of days, like 3 days before. And so people are like, well, there you go. That means she planned it. But like, this girl drove around to smoke all the time. And so to think that she went over in this like industrial park where there's usually not very many people to like smoke pot, especially in a small town, like kids just drive around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so a lot of things they were trying to kind of bring up like that she had been on that route before. And and the other big thing that really was kind of a red flag to me was the fact that they had said that she had tried to wreck them previously. And see that immediately I was like, oh, well, this is behavior that she's tried to do before. And I was like, but
that was probably another
come to find out it wasn't her, it was him that was grabbing the wheel, supposedly. I don't know if that's been 100% confirmed, but supposedly, according to the text messages they were showing in that documentary, towards the end, it said that that it was actually her that was calling his mom saying he's flipping out, he's grabbing the wheel. Yeah. But then she had text messages from the next day that said, you tried to kill me in the car. So I think he did try to grab the wheel. And
yeah, it just more proof that they were just like very tumultuous, and were prone to like reckless behavior, even in a car. And so, like, this is not to say that she shouldn't have any consequences. Absolutely. Like, she absolutely needs to have consequences. Not saying that she's innocent. No, not at all. But, like, if you're going to call it murder, like, murder means that there was a specific intent and that she was premeditated and crashed the car with the sole purpose of killing a specific person.
Right.
I just think that there was like not enough like proof beyond a reasonable doubt that she planned this. And then I heard someone talk about this. I was like, yes, that's so true. If she did have that intent, like, to choose this as the way to kill him.
And at 5 a.m. in the morning, they just get up at this random friend of theirs house and say, hey, let's go home at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then she just happens to at that, oh, yeah, this is that route I remember I wanted to take when I was going to kill them. So I better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, none of it did. There were so many things that didn't make sense. And I never thought she wanted to kill him or herself. I never pegged her as being somebody who wanted to kill. I mean, she had problems, but I don't,
Right. And people are like, well, isn't it convenient that the crash only happened on their side of the car? And like, okay, so unless she was like an experienced like biomechanical engineer and was like out there with crash dummies of the exact weight and like planning exactly how fast to drive and what angle to turn the car to be able to get that
while she was high.
Yeah, like she's definitely not doing all that planning. It's a miracle she survived herself.
I know it is. It's amazing. I can't even believe that she survived all that. And there's the other thing about her not having any memory. I think that's highly plausible. Yeah, I would think that most really people that have been in that type of accident, probably most of them would not remember most of it, if not all of it.
Yeah, it's really common. Actually, I saw this therapist talking about it, and she was just saying that, like, in a moment like that, your brain for survival enters like a fight or flight, and so it stores those memories like in your subconsciousness. And like there might be a way to like tap into them with certain, like EMDR or whatever, but that's pretty common. So
it's hard to read her. Yeah. Because she has this very flat affect about herself, kind of that sort of like, I don't even know if she's telling the truth or not when she's talking, because I'm not getting a good read on her. But like when she is saying, I don't remember, I wish I could remember, I want to go under hypnosis. But the way she's saying it doesn't sound like she doesn't have enough emotion in her.
She doesn't sound genuine.
Yeah, and I think that's what really rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like even when she tried to apologize or whatever she said, nothing comes across as being genuine.
Yeah. Well, and then people are like, well, now she's like, posting such and such after the deaths of her friends. Like, does she even have any remorse? But like the thing is, she's a kid and she has not been like brought up to like express those kind of emotions,
Right.
Like that's all she's ever known is like selfishness and like posting on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's not a good look for her, but that doesn't mean she isn't like murdered. I think like maybe second degree murder.
Her handler, I don't know if it was her parents, her
handler.
I mean, or her lawyer or her whoever was in charge of her really did fail her because like, first of all, stay off of social media. I think a lot of things could have been different for her had she just changed some of her behavior.
Yeah. I think number one, if she had chosen to have the fact that they let her choose a bench trial instead of a jury trial, if she had a jury trial, like there's way too much reasonable doubt. Like she would not have gotten that conviction.
I was shocked. I wonder why.
Like, why are they letting her do
I would like to know the reasoning behind that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I heard she like filed appeals saying that she didn't get adequate counsel.
Wow.
Which she probably
But
win.
then I saw. So after this documentary, I don't know if you watched it, but after there was that podcast called, what was it called? It was called Allegedly with Ellison Barber. Anyway, I like her a lot. She's just a journalist or one. Anyway, she's huge on true crime. And so she was talking about that. She said on there, according to what she had learned, that her first appeal had been denied and that she is eligible for parole September of 37, her first parole, but they don't, I guess like that judge said she didn't think that they would let her out or whatever. So I guess she's basically in jail until the parole board decides to let her out. Is that correct? She has
until she's able to file some sort of you know what I mean? What's the word? Like amendment saying that like I didn't get a correct trial. I think I was like
an appeal.
An appeal. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
Amendment.
So if she but she did file her first appeal and it said it was denied.
I also heard that she tried to file appeal and her lawyer missed the due date.
Oh my goodness. I hope it's the same lawyer.
I don't know.
Oh
I don't know.
I'm sure that after all this, there are some people that are trying to maybe like guide her in another direction.
Yeah.
Because I really, and yeah, she killed two people and she definitely needs to go to jail for that and she needs to pay for that and she needs to take accountability for it. But she does not need to spend her life in prison.
Right. She needs to like some guidance, like you said.
Yeah.
And prison's not the best place to get that.
To get guidance. I know.
Yeah.
No kidding.
On how to be a good person.
No kidding. And I want to bring up one other thing that I thought was interesting that they didn't really pursue because I guess, they looked at all of the data and decided that the car was in good working order and this and that and all that. But, something has me really thinking about that slipper, about that Gucci slipper.
Prada slipper, yes.
Prada slipper. Ooh. That the devil wears Prada. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm honestly thinking that slipper, like, I'm trying to think of in what realm of any possibility could have happened. And that slipper being stuck to the accelerator like that was kind of a weird thing. I know they explained it off.
Even the slipper is reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. Yeah, I saw someone say, like, because that slipper was like wedged under the gas pedal and when they got there and found her, she was bent over like under the steering wheel. So
probably trying to like get it out, or
she could have like floored it in anger and then been like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then her shoe stuck. She's bent over trying to get it. And the boys were like, the one boy was found in the front seat, like laying over the lap of the second boy. So maybe they were trying to like help, like hold the wheel.
Yeah.
While she was,
Yeah. Well, and let's see, back in the early 90s, I worked with a gal and her mom was in a really, really bad car accident. I don't think she was killed, but she was in a bad car accident. And what happened was her shoe got stuck underneath the pedal and I think hers was like the brake pedal maybe or
so
whatever. But anyway, it caused the car to get in an accident. And it's like, how things happen in life and it's like, ooh, that's a lesson. And you kind of file it away.
Yeah.
Ever since then, one of the big things was don't take off your shoes because we used to wear high heels. And so the first thing we did when we got in the car was take off our high heels. We don't want to be wearing those even 5 seconds longer than we have to. So
don't leave them on the floorboard.
Yeah. So we would take them off. And then I learned don't take off your high heels and drive in your bare feet with your shoes all, clunking around in your car. So that slipper really has me thinking, Like, was she wearing that slipper? Was that one of the ones that she was? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking it could be plausible that slipper somehow, like you said, somehow became attached or whatever. And
that's the thing. Like, there's no proof that she like did this on purpose, thinking I'm gonna kill us all, I'm gonna kill him. And also, if she was just trying to kill her boyfriend, why have the other guy in the car? Like, that is reasonable doubt in and of itself. Like, she could have like said, okay, get out, and then done it if it was like just trying to kill him. And there's just like no, like, it would be one thing if they found like a note or a text somewhere that said like, I'm gonna kill him, something, or like, I'm gonna drive down the street as fast as I can and slam into a brick wall.
Or even if she had, or if he had like some big life insurance policy, and she had some motive, but I couldn't even see a motive, and they seemed, other than those few little, arguments and whatnot. I mean, they honestly seemed like they were pretty much in love. They'd been together a long time.
Yeah,
I think they wanted to both be together. It seemed like they both loved each other. The friend. So I kind of missed the part.
Friend?
His friend. What was his Davion? Okay, so Davion friends with Dom, and then first, and then, because I thought he was like a lot older. I mean, not Davion. I thought Dom was older, and then I kind of couldn't follow how that little friendship thing.
Yeah, I think Davion was friends with Dom, and then like started hanging out also with Mackenzie, because remember her mom tried to say, well, he's a new friend.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, not a good look, Mom.
Yeah.
The
mom was, I mean, you can see where the daughter got it from.
Yeah.
I mean, the old apple does not fall far from, was glaring right there. Those, she was just like her mom, and it was like, God, moms, teach your kids, your daughters, your sons, all your kids, teach them to be good humans. Teach them to be kind and not, bullying people online and being disrespectful to teachers. I mean, if my kid ever came home and was being disrespectful to a teacher, that would be like, no, no. And that's probably why she wound up the way she did, is that she was just taught that kind of behavior is okay. And when you get out into the real world, you're going to find out real fast it is not okay.
Yeah.
And she's learning.
Yeah.
Orange is the new black.
Learning the hard way.
Orange. She don't look good in orange. She's cute, but she doesn't look good in orange. And I kind of felt like, you know what? You need to be there for a little bit. You're a little brat. And
I mean,
she needs a reality check.
Absolutely agree 100%. It's just like, by the law, if we're gonna go by the letter of the law, I don't think it's considered first-degree murder or whatever.
Right.
Like more like a reckless, like a manslaughter.
Or they're starting, because this last generation of kids were raised with this free-range parenting business, and kids now have no boundaries, no guidelines. They run the roost. Now kids are taking over. I read a little cycling group taking over somewhere in Westlake, and kids just basically doing whatever they want with no consequences. And they're now starting to hold the parents responsible. And I think it's really a good thing, because parents, you are responsible. If your kid's going out there and doing stuff. And just because you don't know about it and those little darlings are coming home and saying, well, that wasn't me, Mama. And I don't do stuff like that, Mama. You do need to know. You need to know everything they're doing, everyone they're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Remember when you would have a friend that I wouldn't really approve of? Like there was like one friend I can remember. I'm not going to mention who it was, but there was one friend of yours that I was kind of like, I don't know, I had my reasoning. But when your kids are having, a friend that you don't think is a good influence on them or something, you need to step in. You need to just say, hey, I know you like so-and-so, but you are the company you keep.
Yeah.
I don't want you keeping that company. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I have said that a few times to
the boys. Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't seem like a good friend. Like, let's not spend a lot of time around him because he's a little asshole or whatever.
His parents don't quite agree in the same parenting techniques as we do over here. But no, I think it's just it's crazy to me. I don't understand it. But because sooner or later you're going to pay the price for that. Sooner or later, that blind parenting or that friend parenting or whatever. Sooner or later, you it's going to come back to bite you, and it's not going to be good. Yeah. So, you may have a little criminal on your hands or something. a little crime junkie or something. No.
Let's be a crime junkie in the opposite sense, where you solve crime and stop crime.
I know, right? Teach your kids to go out and do good things in life and to be kind to other people. And I see a lot of moms where even moms when you were in high school and the little cliques with the moms, and it's like, I see how it all starts. It starts with these moms. They're nasty too. That's why some of them are like, just mean girls, and then their daughters become mean girls.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, that's our 2 cents, which with inflation's probably more like $12, but
there is no 2 cents because now there's no more pennies.
Oh, that's right. Okay, 5 cents.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, MFers. We'll be back soon with more unsolicited opinions. You can count on it.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.